Just a spectacular afternoon for football here in the Tar Heel state of North Carolina as EA Sports welcomes you inside Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between our visitors and the Carolina Panthers. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Ready? 90, Wolf.
Give the 50. Check back 50. Bring it.
Go.
Check 52. Check.
Now.
On 1st and 10, Freeman. And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there, 21 yards. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
Hey, Charlie.
50.
Ready?
Operating from the gun, Freeman. That's going to be caught by Samuel. Touchdown, Carolina! Curtis Samuel, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Set up. 30 base.
Here's the first carry for Austin Eckler. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. On 2nd down, Eckler. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
46, boys. 46.
To throw on 3rd down, Herbert. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it, and the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Uchenna Nwosu got the sack there. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping. Tighten up.
Hey, high 7. Hit it.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Freeman. Open man is Samuel, complete. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Chargers will get the football at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
Ready.
The Charger drive about to get going. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 the score as they start 1st and 10. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25.
Hey, orbit.
Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's bring it.
2nd and 5. And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. Brian Burns in there to bury him for a loss of 11. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Herbert, he'll let it go deep into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Trey Boston, and they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10
Set.
at the
8-C.
47-yard line.
Hard. Protein spill. Snap.
Here's a throw out wide to Anderson. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Bobby Anderson. Out of bounds at the 42-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and
Down.
5.
70. Indy. Leo. Ready.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Freeman, and he's got the hook up to Moore. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Panther 1st down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Check. 6 guys. Yes. Go.
On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Off the play fake. Freeman. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. The 22 is the line to gain here on 3rd down. Off play action. Freeman. He finds Roberts, complete. His first catch, good for 9 and a 1st down. This quarterback now already over 100 yards passing in this 1st quarter. It's 1st and 10. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
And up. 60 or. Switch. 5.
Back to the ground attack here. It's McCaffrey. And they'll get this down to the 10. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Set, ready? 30 base.
I got you.
Bam.
Check. Crunch.
Shoot.
Throwing on first down. Freeman into double coverage, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Those INTs all sting, but you throw one in the red zone, I think especially as a rookie, maybe it stings a little bit more.
I think what you're saying is they don't all count the same, do they? Right? Interceptions in the red zone that you've given up points now, those are precious. So you have to learn from those and in a hurry.
The Charger drive about to get going, and it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy. Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for second down.
X3, 218, chopper.
To throw on second down. Herbert. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls when you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on second down. From the gun, Herbert slings this deep from McLaurin. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up 4th. Here's Andy Lee now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Pulled in at the 24. A big hitter that time in the punt game. 66 yards on the boot. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them,
into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. 2nd interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on, his teammates going to check on it because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. On first down, Herbert. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or 2 in and bats it away.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Get ready.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. The Chargers on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd down and 12.
Let's go.
Operating from the gun, Herbert. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball on this part of the field, Any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
And he gets this away, angled for the sideline with a lot behind it. Wow. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. They've shown very little offensively to this point. Well, neither team has, really. They come up here now, first down. Now a run with McCaffrey. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
And I think that's going to go down as no gain, but that doesn't seem fair for the effort that was presented on that play. That should go down as a loss. I know, I'm a defensive guy, but you got to like the play that was made.
He made a lot of those plays last week. He was AFC Defensive Player of the Week, picking up where he left off.
Down.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Hey, lock it.
Get that ball. Check 4.
Get it.
After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or also just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Looking to throw. Freeman. Open man is Robbie Anderson. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
Now, that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together and watch the game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the first down sticks are, yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
So in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, so they're going to opt to go for this thing. We'll see. Maybe a surprise pass or run. What will they do? We're about to find out. 4th down.
Mike's 56.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. That's caught inside the 20. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. They'll run with McCaffrey. He's down inside the 10 to the 8, and it comes on a gain of 8.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Ready?
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
Topper! You're out!
Shit! Hey, switch gears.
5.
2nd and 2. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Tavon Young. Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
And the return will stop them well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line. So his struggle is just continuing here in the first half, throwing the football. Charles, now 3 interceptions.
And they don't feel like they're just great plays by the defense. There's a sense that maybe he's a little careless with the football now. So some of the great coaches in the past, you know, they've always said, I can't teach you, obviously, because you're not listening. So maybe the bench can teach you. He's got to be careful now. He might get pulled.
31 yards there and a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. First down, and they stick with Eckler. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. Now the Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Hey, team 6. Team 6.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off near the 26. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Check. Time go. 36.
To throw again, Freeman. Complete to his tight end, Seth the valve. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Go now. 30 base.
Right there. 56. Go out.
Rock it. Ready?
Off the play fake, Freeman. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. Well, interceptions have been a problem in this one. If he could have gotten his feet down here, it would have been another.
Would have been a huge one. They've had a great game taking the ball away. Thought they had another one, just unable to get those cleats in bounds.
Let's go.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Hey!
Mark 38. Here we go. Check.
Hey, Sam off. So go.
Throwing again, Freeman. He'll get that to DeValve, the tight end. Touchdown, Carolina! Seth DeValve, his first touchdown on the year. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. Solid response that time by a young quarterback. Last drive, interception. This drive, the touchdown pass.
I like how you described it, solid, because you don't get extra kudos for bouncing back if you're going to be a big-time quarterback. You're supposed to do that. But at the same time, when you're a rookie, that's not guaranteed, is it? Sometimes they hang their heads and they go in the tank a little bit. Not in this case. Bounced back, took his team downfield, and threw a touchdown pass.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points. Get that 0 off the board.
Watch the screen.
Hey, wahoo!
Get it.
Looking to throw on second down. Herbert. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
And they'll indeed stop him on third down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? Now the Panthers going to signal for their third and final timeout, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Here's Andy Lee now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Taking it about the 16. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals, because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game, as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
He's going to look deep down the field, and that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, L.A. K.D. Cannon, his third touchdown now on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Michael Badgley on for the extra point. I was just about to say he had missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This fielded at the 2. Now a hit and a loose football. And picked up by the Chargers. And they are going to score on the fumble return. Touchdown, L.A. No real hesitation from Anthony Lynn. They're going to go for 2. Here's a toss coming right. And he's not going to get there. So they come up empty on the 2-point conversion, and they are unable to tie up this football game. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
The Panthers take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. They'll try to get the running game going with McCaffrey. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Check. Check, hot route. Hot. Safe.
Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39.
Second and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook. Go play action. Toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the gun, Freeman. He's going to look deep for more. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. DJ Moore, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. Extra point try good by Gano. And that makes this a 9-point game. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going.
Big stop, G. Big stop. Let's go.
Ready?
On 1st and 10, Herbert. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Trey Boston. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his 2nd interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
Set, ready? 90, Wolf.
Check 56. Here we go.
Hey, Echo.
Watch the pass. Mike 56. Mike 56.
Let's go.
Throwing on 1st down. Freeman. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively. Now the throw pulled in by Anderson. Give him 15 there, and the Panthers have a 1st down.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. On that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Get it.
On 1st down, Freeman flush to his right. Throw right side is going to be caught by Samuel. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a 1st down with a nice throw.
I don't think anyone in the building fooled right there, as that one is going to blow up in their faces. That really sets them back. A loss of 6. 2nd and goal from the 6 this time. 2nd and 6. Escaping the pressure right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Samson Abukum able to record his 5th sack of the season.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal. Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And the 11-year veteran bangs it through, and that will extend their lead even further. They had it first and goal, 3 attempts, couldn't get it in, so they settle for 3.
Yeah, the field tends to shrink a little bit the closer you get to the goal line, doesn't it? It doesn't sound right. It sounds a little counterintuitive, but you run out of space to run the deep routes, so they can just sit on the shorter stuff if you're going to throw it. If you want to run it, there's just not as much space. You end up having to take 3 there.
At their own 25-yard line.
Ready up.
The Charger drive about to get going. And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. That sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. It's Eckler again. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
Hey, exit.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Herbert. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line.
And that's the 2nd sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
Here's the veteran punter Lee as he sends this one away. He'll take it at the 42. A 46-yard punt, 4-yard return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
Ready, set.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
Toe bashed
that.
it.
Super toe.
Got it.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Hey.
56. Mike, 56, right there.
Ready.
To throw again, Freeman. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. You got a young quarterback. Maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide-open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
56 to Mike, boys. 56. Check, 56.
Go.
On 3rd down, Freeman. And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion. Pilardi now on to punt as he sends this one away. Now this is fielded in the end zone. A terrific return. 30 yards all in all. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
They run from the pistol here with Freeman. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The Chargers on third down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Operating from the gun. Herbert. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Looking to erase a 2-score deficit here in the fourth quarter. Going for some big plays.
Yeah, they certainly were. They just decided one shot, didn't they? Forget trying to move the ball downfield in small little increments. Let's go for the big one. But how about the defense playing situational football, looking at the scoreboard and realizing what can hurt us most? The deep shot. They played it well.
On 4th down, Herbert. He's going to let this one go deep. And no, it's incomplete. The 4th down play doesn't work for the Chargers. And the Panthers are going to get it back in excellent field position.
Here we go, here we go. 8, read.
Let's go, deep, tighten up.
Hard.
Deep, tighten up.
Hit it.
Quick. Watch the twist. Check out. Out there.
Give him 4 yards there on the first down keeper. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
Ready? 70, Indy.
50. Watch the slack. Watch the slack.
Out of the pistol, McCaffrey. And he'll get about 5 here as he'll take this down inside the 20-yard line.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th.
A 40-yard attempt.
Gano's kick is good. And that will make this now a 15-point advantage. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
And he's going to be out of bounds here right at the 20-yard line.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
To throw on second down. Herbert, he's going to air one out. And my goodness, another interception. Dante Jackson picks it. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down.
Hey, zoom.
Watch out, watch out, watch out.
Look, squeeze.
Back. Shoot. Watch
Bear. Look at me. Door. Hey, lock it.
Rush in.
You're out.
Rush in. Shoot.
Yep. Let's go.
2nd and 9 now. He'll get this to McCaffrey out of the backfield. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 22 yards there, a first down.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover, the angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
Hey, Sam on. 61, matchbox lights. Let's go.
On 1st and 10, Freeman flushed out right. And now he's going to use his legs. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
I like his thought process and his ability to move and get downfield. But what I didn't like was the final decision, to go out of bounds. They want to keep the clock moving. Instead, they give the defense an extra timeout.
Hustle, hustle. Get it.
Here's 2nd and 8. Flush to his right. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And he returns it here to his own 18-yard line. The tight end Seth DeValve, the intended receiver. Boy, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game. Go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
6-6, pull it high. Shoot.
Back to throw. Herbert over the middle, complete. It's Cannon. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 11 and a first down, L.A. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now a run on first down is not going to get off the ground as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3. Play 3 of the drive not as successful. They go backwards after those 2 first down gains.
Ready? Hey, Haywood.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Herbert. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked off around the 31. There he goes left side. And he will score. Touchdown, Panthers. And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a fourth-quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the 2nd extra point he's missed so far. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This will be taken in at the 1. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Ready?
The Charger drive about to get going. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one.
Two-jet bomber.
18-yard line.
Check three.
To throw on 2nd down. Herbert. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for 3rd down.
Five. Now.
From the gun, Herbert. Gonna throw right side here, complete. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to 4th down. Looking to throw. Herbert got his man complete over the middle. That's Cannon. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the 4th. A couple of first downs have them to the 40 now on 1st and 10.
Hey, seam 6.
Operating from the gun, Herbert. And now here is another interception. Picked off by the linebacker, Joe Schobert. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line.
Intercepted. The Panthers take over.
Come on, 70, Indy.
Oh, here we go. Oh, check.
From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
The tackle made back at the 47-yard line.
So this one is over. A victory for Carolina. And it's going to be their defense that gets the ink in the headlines tomorrow. And for good reason. They forced 5 turnovers in this game.
And while we were watching this game unfold, I kept thinking about when we did our training camp tour and something that you noticed along the way. Just about every camp we visited, when the defense got together, everyone was doing ball drills. Defensive linemen, linebackers, secondary, because they understood how vital it was to take the football away. And they wanted every opportunity. When the ball was knocked free, they